it feels nice. I mean, Minnie's been one of our kind of star players. Star players. Star players. Star players. Star players.
Alrighty. So, yeah. I'm gonna do some more. Really kind of was messing it up. Well, not messing up. Breaking it down so I can rebuild it better yesterday. So, gonna be continuing that. And hopefully to the original plan of getting to some more level music for like a junkyard. Or I could work on some tile map stuff for that. Which might be a thing. So yeah, let's get to it. What were we doing last? Cannot remember. I think we got everything working, just need to now start kind of pulling things together. Oh yeah, let me I don't want this on. There. Hopefully it's not too loud. We'll see. Okay. Actually, it looks like it might be too loud. Let's limit it at -10. Let's do that. So, filters. -10. There we go. I think that's going to be better. Done. All right. Now, let's see if we can remember where we were at. Looks like we got some unused stuff up here. Okay. Player input, player movement status, player killed, player fell, update animal. Animator. Animal. Okay, so let's take a quick look at player input. See, we've got if input rocket player equals player flying equals false. Oh, here it is. And then the new vector. Input set spawn is true. Reset player. Now set spawn and reset player just move things. And I don't think they're even really calling any particles or sounds. Okay, so if item manager dot player has rocket equals true. So there's where it's getting its flag. So we don't even have that anymore, I don't think. Has charge. Has rocket. Okay, player has rocket. So if item manager player has rocket is equal to true. So that's when it resets. We need that. Okay. Transform position. Spawn point. Freeze rotation. Transform rotation. Camera controller. So not a big deal. I guess we could say spawn point. And the spawn point we are. Where's it at? Spawn dot transform dot position. So it knows where that's at. Okay. I think the player is good. Let's look at the item manager a little harder now. Player rocket sprite. Player rocket source. Okay, so we don't have anything accessing player rocket sprite, which we do initialize here. So nothing's hitting it. So it's always updating charge. It's the first thing it needs to do. So then it updates rocket. So let me actually slam these together. Okay, so update rocket. It says if player has rocket, it wouldn't be PR sprite enabled equals false. Wait, didn't it make it crash? I think it was making it crash. Yeah, it says it doesn't know where it's at. Okay. Let me actually see what it says. Let's pull them back in. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to stop it. It says missing reference exception. The object of type sprite render has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. That's right. Your script should either check if it is null, or you should not destroy the object. Okay. So we should say enable if it exists. If not, so we'll say if not PR, if not this, then debug log say am I doing that right? I don't know. Let's just say sprite not loaded, and this will be PR sprite plus sprite not loaded. Okay, so PR sprite enabled equals false. No, I did that wrong. Let me see here. What am I doing? What do you think? Okay, so a player has rocket, PR sprite enabled, so if it is existing, PR where is it destroying it? Go to player rocket, maybe? Oh, I need to figure out a better way to do this stuff. No, I need to remember that that's just a child script for identification. Alright. And the item manager is in the root directory. I have to do some research. So I guess I could say if player rocket. So it'd be if sprite render PR sprite is null. So if PR sprite is equal to null, okay, let me see. Let's see what we can do. Where was it at? Item manager. Yeah, let's just, okay. If PR sprite enabled, if player has rocket, PR sprite. So it says here, we can say if this thing is equal to null, then return. Let's try return. Else if PR sprite is equal to null, return, else PR sprite enabled equals false. Let's hit that. Fixes that one. And let's actually take this whole little chunk, copy it, and I doubt this is gonna work. I have no idea what I'm doing. Watch it work. It'd be hilarious. Clear this whole thing. Alright. So it didn't crash. It worked. Wow. Okay, so this is something to remember in my newbiedom. Basically, check if it's null. If it's not, do the thing. Okay, cool. So, very useful there. That needs to be stored in the banks. Okay, so update rocket. Now let me make sure that this is working correctly. Okay, so we hit cannot play a disabled audio. Yes, I understand. Shut up. Okay, so we walk. No, we cannot fly the rocket. We still need, we still need to fix the, now, see, this is annoying why I can't jump. There we go. She like, what is going on there? It's like I can go, she can push me kind of into the ground where I can't jump, and I need to figure out how to fix that. So that part seemed to work rather well. I need to cut my beard and mustache. I could definitely go up here. Which I think when I make the mover, I'm going to end up putting the rocket in here. Not the mover, the wall climber. Because this is all going to be in this little test level. The wall climber. So the jet is working. But it is not using any fuel. Which is kind of interesting. I mean, doesn't make me hate the gameplay. There's no fuel, it's charge. So for now the jet is not using charge. So we'll figure that out in a minute. But it doesn't suck. It's kind of fun. Infinite charge. That's where we'll give infinite charge. Awesome. Okay. Alright. Cool. So what we got is working stuff. We just need to tie up all of the other systems around it. So, okay, so this was very useful. Do not forget this. And this is on item manager. Okay, so we say update rocket. Alright, so source play. Okay, so PR source. Let's see where those things are happening at. Let's go see. First of all, let's see where the jump one is. Do we have one for jump? Nope. Okay. So right there, no worries. And here we get cannot play disabled audio source. What source is disabled? Play. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so Rocket audio source. What's audio source? Oh, I guess I can't do it while it's playing. Play Rocket audio source is there. So we go, and it is not there. Okay, so where does it go? And I cannot turn it on. Okay, so let's go look at the audio manager. Okay, wait a second. I don't even think we have. Right now it's just the music, I believe. Yeah. And really, this can be one. And it should still be fine. Yep. Okay, so we're not in the audio manager. We are definitely in the player Rocket. And what is causing this thing to stop existing? So let's just quickly cruise this. We have this. Good. Nothing about any of that. Okay, so it's definitely most likely on the player. Could it be here? I think it could be here. So we have source, which is the audio source for the Rocket. This is on the player. So what kind of sources do we have on the player? Source. And then our source. So our source is, I think what's getting disabled. Actually, I'm pretty sure. So where does our source get disabled? It's an update somewhere. Input. Let's do this. There's no more. Okay. That's definitely that. So what is asking that to turn itself off? It also disables the sprite renderer. I'm pretty sure it's happening in this code. Alright, so yeah, weird. Nope. Okay. Player flying. Okay, if Rocket. Player flying true. Velocity. I'm an idiot. It's here in the item manager. So, are we setting it to start to be false? So we, PR source is what we're looking for here. PR source. Let's initialize it as enabled. PR source. Can I do that? I have to do it in the start. I'm a dork. Okay, so PR source, audio source, dot enabled. No, oh, that can. That's right. I have to actually do it on a new one. Let's do PR source, R source, enabled. is equal to PR source dot enable. Why am I even doing this? Do I really need to do that? I don't need to do that. Okay, so PR source. Where is it doing it? Okay, if this, no PR source, no PR. Okay, so we have enabled there. Enabled is false. If player's flying, it's false. Else if the player's not flying, enable is false. This is for the rocket sound. So here it needs to, you know what? Let's take these PR sources enabled out. Let's just see what happens. Let's just put a return in there. If player's not flying, return. Else if player flying, play the sound. Let's see if that works. Probably gonna do another one of those check things. All right. Okay, we get the sound. Oops. And if we look at the source, so the problem is again, like before on the other video, it starts playing the sound when I let go. And we're getting that delay again. So I gotta remember, and I don't remember, to be honest, how I fixed that last time, but probably gonna be able to fix it again. So, okay, player, no, player rocket, player, so the item manager is having this happen. So we go to the item manager, say PR source enabled is false. If player is not flying, it will not play that sound. Sorry for hitting the mic. So I think this should be true. Else if player flying, if player's not flying, go ahead and go back. Now, else if player flying, PR source equals play. And this should be true. I think that was the problem, and I don't know why it was like that. And I think that these need to actually be like this. And then, as soon as it stops, it should go back to false. Yeah, we don't need this. Okay, tab. Okay, there we go. If player's not flying, that thing ain't enabled. Now, here's probably where it's going to crash again, but I think flipping those might fix it. And this was false for some reason. All right, let's try it again. Okay, no breakage. Everything seems to be going good. Okay, everything's working except we are not hearing any sound. And that's because the rocket sound is definitely trying to play as it's being disabled. So now I got to get the sound to happen while you are flying and while you're flying only. So and the way I had to do that was using a input get button instead of get button down. And if I do that with a rocket, it breaks the way the rocket works. So we have to actually have a secondary input. Oh God, that's gross. There's got to be a better way. A secondary input that calls let's just add it here in update rocket. So we can say there's a thing called var input rocket sound. And that is going to be equal to get, no, what was it? Input dot get button, not down. And that button shall be called right bumper. Right bumper. I think that's what I named it. Now what we need to do is say, okay, if player is flying, if player is not flying, input right while input rocket, that's what it was. Let's see if we can make that work. It was a while loop. So we say while input rocket sound play PR source dot play. PR source dot play. Yes, let's do that one. Duke, duck, duke. Let's take this out. Let's actually just mute it right now. Save that. Let's clear this old thing off there. And input button right bumper not set up. RB? Right. What did I call it? What could I have possibly called it? Right space bumper. Okay. Well played. Boom. Alright. Well played, past Clint. Okay, so duck. And let's give it a run. Oh, and as soon as I press the RB bump button, it geeks. And I think it totally crashed on me. Yep, it is okay. It is done. What does it not like about that? Gonna have to nuke it. Press the wrong button. Okay, Unity, you gots to go, my bro. Alright. I remember I had the exact same problem when I implemented this rocket system on the player, so that's fine. Just gotta remember how I did it. I guess I could go back to like publish this, but don't want to do that. Maybe I can save a backup of this one. Revert back. Nah, that's lame. I want to figure it out. I'm not going to be stupid. Alright. And as soon as I get it back to functioning order today, I'll now have the tools I need to start building a more robust game. So let's see what we got here. If I pressed the right bumper, let me take a look at the player controller real quick, because I have input rocket. I thought get button returns while the virtual button identified is held down. Oh, so why is it not working? So if we go back to the item manager and we say, okay, input rocket sounds get button. Let's do that. Yeah, maybe I did it. Whoa, dang it. Oh, frustrating. Gotta use my long feet. Okay. Ouch. Smack this to. Let's. That makes it. Alright. That'll work. Oh, so I think I know what I need to do. That's not how I remember doing it. If you do get button, you say returns true while the virtual button identified by the name is held down. Get button down, get button up. Let's try that. Okay, get button down. Herb. Right bumper. And then we're going to have another one. I didn't do that, did I? Then we're going to have another one called var input rocket. Sound up. I mean, this is getting out of control, and I don't know why I can't make it work the other way. Input. Let's... Before we do that, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to bring this back, and I'm just going to kill these two because it doesn't matter. Alright, save. I need to just basically watch and see what happens again. So, is it gonna play? There we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, it didn't break. Okay, everything's working except for the fuel, which I'm not too worried about. Really, I want the sound to work right now. Okay. It's all working except for the sounds. And the particles, but I think that's just because I really need to figure out a different way to do the particles. Also the jump. So I think what I'm going to do is start housing basically all the particle systems should only be, like at least for pickups and stuff, should only be on the player. I'm thinking. So I'm thinking about just housing them all here. I'm not totally sure if that's a good idea. And I should probably put that on there. Okay, so now I got to get it to where it plays the correct sound when you do the thing. So it needs to play the sound. I think the way that I should do it is I'm doing it backwards. I think it should play the sound whenever the player presses when he's flying. Let's actually, if the player is flying. Why is this in the item manager? Shouldn't this be in the audio manager? Yes, this should totally be in the audio manager. So let's just completely remove it here. So we have has rocket. Also, the sprite is enabled. Yes. And if PR sprite equals null, return else PR sprite enabled equals true. I didn't even look to see if that's happening. Let me make sure that's happening correctly. I just was happy that it worked. I remember that. Okay, so he starts off, and I do not see sprites. I mean, I don't see a rocket sprite. Okay. Go up here. And yes, that is working. Perfect. Okay, so now it's just the particle systems. And you know what? I should probably put the particle systems in the items. The item manager. So if the player, wait, can I do that? Let's see if we have the item manager. If the player is having the rockets, then these things can happen. But I'm not really saying if player is flying. But wouldn't that be part of the rocket? So the items would say, you could say the item manager holds the sounds for all of the items. And this might be a way better way to do this, because then there's no, I don't have to have the player rocket. It's all in the item manager. So if we go, okay, update rocket would say we have, if the player has rockets, we put the sprite on him. If the player has the rocket, you can destroy the other rocket, which actually, let's do that before the other one. Okay, so now we have, oh, no, I'm sorry. Those cannot go that way. I'm being Dorcas. Okay, if player has rocket, these are the things you can do. The sprite will be enabled if it's not null. And then else if player has rocket, destroy C rocket, player has rocket, true. If the PR sprite is null, then the sprite enabled is true. So we can say player has rocket equals true. That should happen first. That should be the flag. So we'll take that. Destroy C rocket, which is the component rocket. Getting that in. Okay, so now lastly, update rocket should say, well, if the player is flying, it means we're going to have a sprite renderer for everything that does it. But there's only going to be a few things. So if we have multiple sprite renderers, I mean not sprite renderers, particle systems. So we create a particle system for, we have public particle systems, public sounds. So we're going to have particle systems and sounds, and all those things will all work with the items, and that's all in one place in the item system. The audio manager will mainly deal with music. I think that should be renamed to music manager. And that will mainly deal with music. That's kind of the thing I'm thinking. And then enemies, just like the player will have his jump, yeah, the player will have jump, and then everything else will be an item. So if it has sounds attached to it, it'll be attached to the item manager. So every enemy has their basic little sounds. Player has his sounds. There's a music manager. Or put all sounds in the audio manager. I guess at this point it's like, which one do you think gets cleaner? And I think that if you have 100 sounds in audio manager, well, let's think. We're not going to have 100. Well, we might. I mean, you gotta think, we're gonna have a few bosses, we're gonna have some enemies, we're gonna have environmental sounds. I think the game objects in a bigger, I think a small one in audio manager makes sense, but a music manager is great, but I think the game objects and the item manager should run the sound, like the item manager should run the sound for the items. If the player has rocket, update rocket. Okay, so it's basically saying if he has it, the sprite is enabled. Where does it destroy the other one? Here. Okay, if the player has the rocket, else if he has it, destroy it. Okay, so if he doesn't have it, we'll say I think we need to add public audio clips here. PR source. I think what we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of playing PR source, I'm not even calling that, am I? Why am I calling that? Am I calling that? No, okay. Okay, so first let's just go ahead and do the public clips. Alright, so we got audio. Let's do public audio clip. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, we're gonna call this clips. And say that, I just want to make sure we can do that, and we're gonna go ahead and populate it. So we go to the item manager. We should see clips, and I right now for sure want at least 2 because I have this is for rocket. We're gonna do one for rocket, so rocket, and player has rocket, has charge, using charge, current charge, blah blah blah, charge cost. Ouch. Weird. Okay. So now we have a thing called rocket. And let's actually just make it 1 for now. Okay, so we have the sound rocket in there. Excuse me. If we go, and I don't think we're going to need PR source. Just don't think we're going to need it. And PR sprite is going to have to... Is that a good way to do it? To have like its own little object that a player wears around? Or do we just put the effects on the player? And man, okay, so player has rocket, the sprite is null. Maybe if I'm going to go with that, maybe the sprite. I don't know if I want to. I don't know what I want to do. It's the problem I'm having. Okay, so if we go to the player, this means I'm going to have a canvas with a player rocket on me at all times. And this player rocket has this little sprite. When really, what I could do is just create another sprite. That is, well, I mean, that's what I'm doing, is on the player. But the canvas has to be there for his bars. So the charge bar needs to actually be in the canvas. Oh no. Player will unpack the prefab completely. Charge bar needs to be in the canvas as such. Okay. Now, that's charge bar 1. Yes. Okay. Canvas, player rocket. Okay. Boom. And I do believe the player is destroying and coming back. Being rebuilt every time. Yep, he is. So he needs to be prefabbed up. Alright, so we go... Let's... okay, so... hopefully this works. What is the spawn point? Do I carry that around on me? Is that the way that's supposed to be? I don't think so. hate this stupid thing, man. Get off of me. I want a little clip for the back of my neck. Oh, this looks so annoying. Okay. Could actually just pull this guy down. Say, you know what? I'm going to do it right here. Much better. Okay. Alright. So, I don't think the spawn point is supposed to be inside the player. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I remember that not being a thing. Yep, works fine. Alright. Okay. So, I think I do want it to be more about, like, there's not a thing you have to carry around. Because I want it to just change the actual state of the player. So, for some reason this isn't working. We'll get to that later. Okay, so if the player... Now, where's my charge depreciation? This is it. Oh, because I'm not calling it. I'm not calling rocket cost. Else if player has rocket. Okay, so now we say we could look and see if the player is flying here, and we say if the player is flying, we can then say start coroutine rocket cost. That should work, I think. We'll see. Let's just see if that works on at least spending the fuel, or spending charge. And I think if that's the case, the charge bar may move. I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet or not. So he's not using charge. Okay, so wait, let's look at the player flags. Player. Okay, is he yep, he's flagging flying. Player flying. So am I actually doing that in the update? I guess is the next question. Or did I just randomly throw some stuff down? Update rocket. Yeah, I am. So update rocket. If player.player flying. If not player.player flying, we'll do this. Return. Else, if player.player flying. Why did I do that? Start coroutine rocket cost. Now, while player flying, we could actually do this from the player. Let's see what the player says here. So we say, if input rocket has player flying equals true, first thing we want to do is move the player. So that's correct. And then let's try it. Item manager dot start coroutine rocket cost. Or no. Charge. Man, leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. No. What did I call it? See, they just calls me spam risk. Calls me and just throws me off my game. Now I'm trying to answer it. Hello? 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 Yeah. Okay. I hate telemarketers or whatever they are. I was gonna mess with them. Okay, start coroutine rocket cost. Do you not have it in there? It was item manager, start, coroutine. What did I call it? Rocket cost? Yeah, I guess it won't let me. So we got to do it from here. I guess we could like call another. We could pack it in another function. Is that even? Void R score cost. Duke dow. Start coroutine. Actually, I don't even need to do it. I can just grab it here. Boom. Blam. And then I can... We don't even need that. Okay, so... and then item manager, player controller will be looking for dot R cost. Where's R cost? No, you're not gonna let me get it? R underscore. Dude. I'm getting mad. R underscore cost. I can't fucking type right now. What the fuck's going on? Okay. There is one there. Did I save it? Is it public? No, because I'm an idiot. Alright. Public. Okay. There we go. Let's try it. No, it is not working. I wonder why. Rocket fuel, max rocket fuel, fuel cost. Okay. Player controller. These are our problems. Okay. So rocket fuel. What did I put them at? I just want to keep this so I can... We have them at 1,000, 25, 10. 1,000, 25, 10. Okay, so let's go back to the item manager. And we have 1,000, 25, and 10. And let's just go ahead and start this guy off at 1,002. Okay, save. So now there's a public bool called has charge and using charge. And using charge happens whenever we start. Where is player finding current charge is greater than 0, using charge equals true, you return away %, current charge equals negative charge cost. So if we start, and he should have a full bar, but if we go in here and we tell him it's not rocket fuel, it's here, and we say, wait a second. So we go to the player. This is looking at, this is not looking at that. Okay, so what is it looking at? Oops, I did not mean to press that. Yeah, I did actually. what is my fuel? Player. It doesn't change anything when I use it. And I know why. Because it's now connected to other things. But I don't know why this is still here. There's no real effect. Weird. That is the first time that has ever happened. It's because I have insane amounts of fuel. Okay, so as long as I'm pressing up, he's allowed to move up. And that's happening on the player. Now, the item manager is determining how much actual charge is available. So, well, if we say the charge here is right here, our cost, we tell the player to do coroutine. Okay, so he says update rocket. If player has rocket, boom. Okay, so we go to player, we say item manager dot our cost. So we say player flying is equal to true. So we first want this stupid thing. This is dumb. We don't want this. Okay, we first want to just make sure that if the player is flying, we are getting that correctly. So for now, we're going to call these little testers. Tester things. Okay. Public player flying is bam. Oh, might want to call it a what it is. So okay, so save. Now we want to say update rocket. If player has the rocket, do these things. Else player doesn't have the rocket, do these things. Now if let's just make sure player flying, then we're gonna say player flying is equal to true. Let's just see. Now let's actually say if the player flying is not true, then return player flying equals false. Player flying equals false. 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 Player flying equals false. Else if player flying equals true. Let's just see if we get that on our little thing over here. I hate it when it does that. Okay. I gotta figure out a better way to do these levels and tests. I gotta rebuild the character every time, I think. Okay, so now, do we have a true... We need to look at the item manager. Okay, player is flying is not true. And it's still not true, because player is flying. I bet you if we go over to the player, it reports flying. Yeah, it totally does. What does it want? Let's try putting it in a different... maybe I can actually extend that class. Can it do that from here? If I go update rocket... player controller? I don't know if I'm even doing this right. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. So here it says, if player is not flying, player flying equals false. Let's make a thing called update flags. And in this thing, update flags, we're going to put couple things. We're going to say, actually the first one is going to be this. And let's just see if it works if we throw it in here. Because this should be working. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. But it really feels like it should be working. Hey, I got a particle system for a split second. Okay. What's happening here? Let's not have it call that. Let's see if we get the same problem. And if so, I'm going to be very upset. That means I gotta go do some other stuff to debug what's going on, and I don't want to do that. Okay, now it's floating. Okay, good. So why? Well, good, I say. Why is that happening? Update flags happens before the charge. Update rocket. Update flags. If players flying false. Else if players flying true. Why does it not like that? I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. In update, I can just put... Oh, God. I'm an idiot. I just realized how idiotic I was being. Right here, I can just say player flying is equal to player flying. Because I'm a... Oh, God. I'm almost 100% sure that this is going to work correctly now. Oh my God. Oh, I have to actually be able to fly. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, it's still not working. So one thing's for sure, this will be 25. This will be 10. And this will be 1,000. Actually, we're just going to say 0. This will be nothing. Okay, player flying. Okay, update flags is now storing player flying into player flying. Player flying is a bool, so is player flying. Player flying. I mean, why is this not working? Item manager. I don't think. For now, we're gonna leave it. I'm having a brain fart. Okay. Oh, wait a second. What? Item manager. Okay. When we hit start, we get charge. Okay. So we get charge. Let's just make it where jumping takes charge. Wait. If the player inputs we are going to change. I've got an idea. We're going to change. We're going to change this to being called charge usage. Charge usage. Okay, so while using charge is true, which we're going to have a bool called using, oh, we have a bool called using charge. So while using charge, get out of here. So while using charge is true, so we have this thing called update charge, and charge usage while using charge is true. No, we don't want that. While using charge is true, X current charge, if using charge, current charge, blah blah blah, recharge. Else, if using charge, this, boom. Okay, now let's get rid of this, which I don't think I need. Wait, what? Yeah, I think I don't need that. I don't think I need that. Okay. Save that. Now the rocket is saying, if it has rocket, we can say update flags. If any of these things are true, while player blah blah blah, we're going to say using charge is equal to true. True. Oops. Okay, so now while first one player dot player flying paste comma, actually boom, while player dot player flying using charge is true. Would that be an update flags, or would that be an update charge? Where is update charge? Here it is. Excuse me. Let's take this. Okay, and we're going to make that kind of the base setup for that. While these things are happening, using charge is true. If current charge is less than current charge is less than or equals 0, has charge equals false. Else has charge equals true. If using charge, current charge is equal to current charge times if not using charge. Player flying. We could really now say that these things now, instead of having a flag, can say item manager using charge. So we could say, like, whenever the player hits a certain button, item manager using charge is true. Or we can just do that. Let's just see if this works real quick. Okay, update rocket. I just want to see if we get our flag working correctly. I have a feeling I'm flubbing something. We'll see. Ouch! God damn it. Oh, I hate you. Stupid chair. Let me readjust. Ah, stupid. And we get a crash. Perfect. Alright. So in task, I'm probably about to go eat some lunch here in a minute anyway, but we've gotten it. We're whittling this thing down. Don't need update flags. What exactly caused the crash though? What could it possibly be? We have, okay, while flying. I think it's this while player is flying using charge true. So let's just say if player is flying using charge true, else using charge, no, using, oh god, this controller's in my way and I'm trying to type around it. Charge is false. Try it that way. Oh, where am I calling it? There we go. We don't need you. Get out of here. All right. Come on. Oh, I didn't even check to see if I was getting any chats. It would suck if I did. Okay. Alright. Sorry. Let's see if it works. Don't die on me. Yay. Now, let's see if we are actually seeing the correct information. No. What does it want? Ugh, computers are so picky. What does it want from me? Let's see. Update charge. So if player is flying, player.player flying, which, oops, wrong button. Let's just, I'm pretty sure that if we go ahead and find the rocket and fly, and then if we switch over to the player, I guarantee you the player is telling me, yes, Clint, you are flying. It's totally doing it right there. You see it? Bam. Player flying. Right there. And it lets me know when I'm pressing my button to fly. Okay, so player is flagging it. I do have the player here, player controller. It's not a different one. Maybe I can tell it that player is flying. Do I have player flying? Yeah, right here. Okay, so I could say player flying. I'm not relying on that though. It's player.player flying. So this, that, and the other. Player.hasRocket, player.hasRocket. What am I missing? What am I missing? If player.player is using charge false. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look at that. I think I might have been looking at the wrong thing. I think I was working on one thing and looking at another. Let's see. Okay, charge cost. Has charge. Now let's see. It's not using charge. See, that's the problem. We need it to call using charge. Or at least say, hey, using charge is true. So if player is flying, true. So why don't we not do this here? What I think we might be able to do is tell the item manager from here, 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 from Input rocket. Okay, this is true. These are the things I'm doing. And lastly, let's report to the item manager. Manager dot using charge is equal to true. Let's see if this works. Save. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of our fuel. Okay, that goes away. Okay, it used it. It used it up, getting somewhere, but it didn't replenish it. Okay, so it used it, and if here we go. Else, if, then we say item manager dot using charge is equal to false. Say that, and I think this is going to work. And this might be a good place to go eat something. So we'll see. We'll see. If I get it to work, I'll be happy. And I kind of feel like I'm already going to be happy. By the way, I'm not worried about the particles. And it didn't do it. But using charge. Okay, so let's see. Where do we want to recharge? Charge. So if we go over to item manager, we say using charge. If not using charge, current charge equals current charge times recharge rate multiplier, which is 25. Should be 10. That should be 10, and that should be 25. And let's go check it one more time. Maybe it was just recharging really slow. So it used it all up, and then it kind of recharged for a minute. One more time. And then it stopped doing it. Oh no. Okay, so I have 1,000 charge. But if you hit 0, I think I know what's going on. Okay, and then I'll get to the sound in a minute. If I hit 0, has charge equals false, else has charge equals true. And if charge is less than 0, current charge is 0. Now, if not using charge, current charge is equal to current charge times recharge rate multiplier. So what we want to do is say 1. If current charge equals 1. Let's try that. I think it's just getting to 0 and saying I don't have anything to multiply. Water. Okay. Yeah, the particles, I know. It's recharging it's like... Okay, so you can still fly, and then it's recharging very fastly. Let's see if we change this down to 2. Let's see. Let's change this to 0.2. Does that change anything? That's very fast. Recharge rate multiplier. I know what I did. I know exactly what I did because I was not being a brainiac. I thought I was. I have a feeling this is gonna recharge correctly now, but then I still have the sound, so definitely gonna get the sound working today. Excuse me. Boom. All right. Okay. I'm a happy camper. we have actual legitimate rocket. So now what we can say, if there's no charge on the, this has to be on the input now. So we go to the player, and we're gonna say if there's no charge. So he's saying has charge, which has charge. It's not updating, but we hit play. Has charge. Current charge is 0. Okay, I got it. If input rocket I need to stop that because that's driving me nuts. I've got an idea and I'm thinking. I have an idea. So what we can do is we can say, instead of doing this here, because all I really want to do is just it says using charge is true, else if using charge is false. What we can say is we can say if using charge is doing the other thing, using charge is true is false. Okay, if input rocket item enter has charge. So what we can say is input rocket and has charge. We can say what is deciding if it has charge. So if we go to the item manager, what is deciding if it has charge? Has charge is decided. Has charge is decided. Right here. If current charge is less than or greater, let's just say 10. Let's see if that will at least get him to stop flying. I think that was the problem. I think what's happening is it's stopping at 1 and saying, hey dude, there's, you know. Yeah. Okay, so if we go here, and it's still flying, still flying, still flying. Okay, so has charge kind of stops. Now once it stops having charge, we want it to wait at this point. Now we can say start coroutine recharge. If this start coroutine beat bonk recharge. Okay. No, I want you there. And we want that there. And we're going to create a coroutine here called recharge. And in here, we're going to say, what is going on with this weirdness? In here, we're going to say yield return new wait. What is it? What did I do wrong here? Recharge, start, okay. Oh, because of this. I am an idiot. Okay. Alright. So, did that fix it? Okay, what's going on here? enumerator recharge. And in here, we're going to put yield return new wait for seconds. And in here, we're going to say 0.5f. Actually, we're just going to say wait 1 second. Actually, we're going to say recharge. Recharge time. Recharge time. Okay, so we copy recharge time, we come up here, and we will create a public recharge public float recharge time. Okay, so we have public float recharge time. We go down here, we say recharge time, and then here we're going to say has charge is equal to true. Has charge is equal to true. Okay. So if this, do that. Now we're going to wait, and that recharge time is going to initial state, which, why did I put it up here, is equal to 1. Let's take this x has charge time, save that, and let's test it. Oh, why are you not working? It doesn't see what's going on now. Okay, we got 1,000. Okay, he should have charge right now. Why does he not have charge? If he goes over here, that's the problem, is he's not getting charge. He gets the rocket, but he doesn't have charge. So, go over here and we say, why is he not having charge? Has charge is false. If current charge is greater than 10, has charge is true. If this is the thing, start this. If current charge is less than 10, start this. Else, actually, let's do that. Has charge is equal to true. Okay, save that. I think that was the mess up, but I don't know if that's going to geek it up over there on the other side. We'll see. So now we should see has charge, perfect, and we should still work, and it should actually work better now. Okay, but we're not waiting to give us has charge is true. So what we can say is we start with has charge is true, because it can't be updating that. If current charge has charge, let's take this coroutine out here. Let's take these out. Else has charge is true. And then if has charge is true, if has charge, let's put that in some parentheses. If has charge, then you can start this coroutine. If not has charge. Okay, so there. Then you can start this coroutine that says wait. This is not the case. Here's what we need to do. We need to say this is what we need to do. We need to come here. We want to encapsulate these, or not, whatever. Put those into brackets, and then we start it. So if has charge is less than 10, and he can fly again, has charge is false, and then he won't be able to fly again until has charge is true, and then has charge is true is not even a numerator. Has charge is true will be if I think I'm on even sweetening this a little bit more. Okay, so we say if current charge is less than 10, has charge is false. If current charge is greater than or equal to 90 has charge is equal to true. Let's say that. Let's say that. Let's see what happens. Should see 1,000 true. Okay. I have a feeling this is a better solution. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, so you fly, and he's still... Okay, we fly. And so... maybe even... So if he tries to... Ooh. But if we jump and do it, we can get a little higher. Okay. I think we're where I want you. It's trying to charge, but it can't. Oh, this is good. I'm glad we decided to do this. Now we are working perfectly. Okay, so now the beautifying, the effects. Much better system now. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and now make it sparkle. So our rocket system and charge system is working. So it will now only do that if we call using charge. Or we actually have to go in and go reach out and say, okay. Yeah, we just basically call item manager using charge. So whatever my item is, it will look down here and I'll say using charge. So if player has rocket, so that's actually on the player controller, we say this, that, and the other, and then we are using charge. Else false, we are not using charge. So now what we want to do, if we need to make a charge multiplier, a charge usage multiplier, because if we use two things at the same time, like run and rockets, we need it to affect the batteries faster too. So we could say run, maybe the upgraded servo just allows him to run faster, period. And it doesn't use boost. I don't think the run should use boost. I think the rocket should use boost. Double jump will use a bit of boost. So when we do the double jump, it'll have boost. Spawn should not use charge. Maybe when you set spawn, we can say item manager dot current charge is equal to current item manager dot current. I don't think I even need to do that. I think I can just say equal item manager dot current charge. Is it minus 10? Can I do that? Let's see what happens when we do that. So now we should be able to use charge right here. Input set spawn minus 100. Item manager current charge equals, let's just do that because it's a one time. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we say minus 100. So we could say item manager dot current charge. Oh god. Charge minus 100. Save. Respawn. We want to do the same thing. Copy that. Boom. Let's see what we get. Let's actually go to the next one. What? Did that break my rocket, or did I break my rocket last time? Oh, man. Okay. How did that break my rocket? Input set spawn. Item manager current charge. Let's go. Let's say... Let's say item manager. Let's actually create a thing for item manager current charge. So we could say we can tell it over. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so here we're saying that, and now I think we are actually using that player flying. Player has rocket. I don't think I need to mess with this anymore. So this is basically just saying, hey, update the sprite. I'm torn. This really is supposed to just destroy the rocket in the items. The player has rocket. If player has rocket, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want the item manager to handle everything rocket, or if I just want it to destroy any other component rockets. Will it need to, though? Well, yeah, because I have to have... Wait, I don't have a component rocket in the first stage. So... in theory, it's just once I have it, he has it, and that gets stored here, and this is a persistent item, and it's persistent because of this, so we know. All right. PR spy, C rocket, PR spy. Oh my God, Tim, leave me alone. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use sources. The audio clip of the sprite for the rocket. So if it does, it just plays it. Okay, if player has a rocket, put the sprite on it. But see, I don't want to do player input here, so I think this is fine, and that destroys it. I'm okay with that. So yeah, we'll take the source off here. And I know I already decided this. I'm just trying to redecide it. Current charge equals max charge. What we could do is we could actually say we has charge using charge current charge. So let's make a starting charge. Public bool, or would it be a float? No, would it be a float? Yeah, starting charge. And we'll initialize that to be 0 on this guy. Okay. Starting charge is 0. So, current charge. The recharge rate, we could put that at 1. Okay, save that. Go here. I'm just really tweaking things that I probably don't even need to mess with. I'm just working way out of scope. But hey. So now it shouldn't give me any charge to start with. But it did. Let's just actually, I want to see how fast this recharges now. I'm actually totally okay with that. That gives us the, you know, kind of like it takes a while. But let's also make the cost less. Let's make it 3 and see what happens. You can use it, but you want to kind of save it, you know. Maybe, okay, so basically what we're telling it here at this rate is that we want it to be, let's try 5. Charge cost 5, max charge 1,000, current charge. Starting that. I think the gameplay is kind of where I want it. I really feel like I should disable that particle system. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll do the particle system first. Okay, so we have a lot, but we run out pretty quick. I feel like it should run out even faster. Yeah, like that. That's good. We can get kind of a big jump. And then we have to wait a minute. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Let's now do the particle system because that's driving me bananas. So what we can do is go back here. And I feel like if we can then just enable the particle system from here. If he has, nope. We want to, no, we want to do this on the player. So we say, if input set spawn, oh, we'll get to that later. Okay, so has rocket image, has charge, and input rocket. Player flying equals true. We can say P systems 0 dot play. Now copy this. Put bam and stop. Save that. Let's see if this works. I don't have particle systems. Perfect. So particle systems now fixed. And what's good is you can still kind of use it to help you out. I really like this kind of charging thing now. We're looking good on that. Okay. Okay, I like it. And other things, you know, we can do, we could say like maybe, what if we say the rocket uses charge is true, but if we go to item manager, we say using charge is true. And if using charge, we say, where did I put it? Up here, update charge. If using charge, current charge, I got an idea. Let's put using charge. No. Okay, so what we could say is if using charge, then we could say if how can we stack it? How can we get it to do multiples? How can we make it to where like it'll double up? What system can we put in? We could say that there's a thing called charge rate. And charge rate will be checking. It'll be looking at inputs. So we know that if there's it's basically going to be looking at RB and R right bumper and left bumper. So it'll say if input left bumper and right bumper charge rate is times 2. Or we could say each item that we have, for each item in items, we increase the charge rate by, that would be pretty basic and standard, but we could also get a little bit more granular and say that each item, each component, so if we go down like to the rocket down here, we could say the rocket now has changed the rate. So we could say because if player has rocket, then the charge cost is equal to charge cost times 1.5 F. What is charge cost? It's an int. Okay, so we could say equals to charge cost times 1. Okay, because it's going to be the first one. So we could say we could make a rocket charge cost equals rocket charge cost. So that's getting crazy. But what we could do is we could say that the charge cost for rocket is 1, and we're going to call that, actually, charge cost is equals charge cost plus rocket cost. So rocket cost is 25, which I think we're going to actually instantiate it to be 0. There's 0. Now, once the rocket is found, now charge cost equals charge cost plus 10. And then we can do the same thing. So if the player does not, we want this. We want to get rid of that, first of all. We can come down here and say, excuse me, if player has the rocket, now charge cost is equal to, what was that? That was weird. I heard some weird noises. I think that's how that should work. So now, if we go to the item manager script, we open this, charge cost shouldn't even be public, I'm thinking now, but we hit play, and we shouldn't have any charge cost because we're not using it. But then whenever we get the rocket... Whoa. What happened there? Okay, that didn't work out as intended. That did not work. Okay, let's do this. Let's get back. Because I'm kind of in a happy working state now. I mean, let's take that out. Let's take this out. What am I doing? Okay, so we can... Okay, so we want recharge rate multiplier to be 1. We want this to be 5. Current charge will be 0. Actually, we don't even need to set it. Save that. Go back, and it should work. And then I'm going to go eat because I think I'm starting to get hungry. As long as we have everything somewhat working. I mean, yeah. And then here we should have... So, has rocket didn't do the charge cost. Did I? Oh, charge cost. Did I save it? What are we looking at here? Item manager. Charge cost shall be 5. Okay, so we go here. Charge cost is 5. Okay, we hit play. There we go. Okay. And we hit start. Perfect. I like it. Alright, and if we go up, we still, I mean, all this other stuff should work still pretty good. Alright. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Awesome. Very much thank you for watching, if you did. Future me is probably the only one really watching, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, anyway, so, yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you here in a little bit, because I'm just going to eat and come back, I think.